What's up, y'all? It's your boy Flo. I got some tragic news. One of my subscribers that seen, the live streams that me and Q did in the past. He sent me a link last night that, Q was on the news and he got arrested for a murder. He stabbed somebody on camera in a train station and he died. The person died. And I want to speak on this because he told me I should just disown the lives that me and him had so that I don't have to be involved in this or whatever the case, because the feds is probably going to be watching this video as well. But I'm not worried about that because I don't have nothing to do with what he did, number one. And, I'm not gang affiliated with him or nothing like that. And that was just, a person that, I saw potential in, that was around my age, that I wanted to spark motivation and to be a better man. And we're gonna speak more about that. The reason why he sent me the link was because he saw these live streams that me and him did in the past and he watched them. He was there. So when he saw him on the news, he immediately told me about it. And it shocked me. I couldn't really sleep last night. And I just wanted to, speak on the situation, just speak about everything between us, our relationship, how we met, things of that nature. And I got the news clips that I'm gonna show y'all. It's be caution. It's a little, it's graphic. But I'm sure I'll be okay posting it because it's already posted. So it shouldn't be that bad. But it's sad because he didn't have to go that route. The reason, before I get into these clips, that I'm not going to delete these lives and I'm going to get more into this after these clips is because, the reason why me and him did these lives, I had an intention, an ulterior motive, whatever you want to call it, that stood for something positive. I wanted to show y'all that not only am I, getting on YouTube to be an influencer, but I have real influence in real life, that somebody like him that's allegedly gang affiliated, been living in the Bronx his whole life, been in and out of jail his whole life, he met me through us having the same job. I spoke some positivity around him and some enlightenment around him, and he immediately wanted to be my best friend and wanted to, even get up on a channel like mine and even say publicly that I inspire him. And and just to show y'all, like, I got real influence on people in real life that was living wrong for a long time, and I was able to and spark something in him that at least gave him a little bit of hope. But I'm gonna say something. I feel like where this came from, if I'm not, I'm not saying, I don't know for sure, but I know that when that whole situation that happened to me in my hood with the dude that snuck me with the knife, I remember he saw that and we spoke about that, and I feel like that, definitely spooked him as well. That the way I got snuck and how I could have almost lost my life, I'm sure that allegedly, made him, walk around the Bronx differently to a certain extent because of how grimy people are. And it's like I can't even knock him for that. I'm saying, I'm trying to get my train of thought because I want to speak on everything I need to speak on, because this is uncomfortable for me to talk about. When I got this link sent to me last night, I couldn't even sleep for the rest of the night. I got like 3-4 hours of sleep. It's crazy. It's crazy that I'm even looking at the camera right now making this video about him. So yeah, I'm gonna just let y'all see the clips and then we're gonna talk more about this. Couldn't believe my eyes once I saw that was Q after I clicked that link. I guess I was meant to see it. It's definitely something in the air in New York. People getting possessed and body snatched because they ain't raising their frequency.
A Bronx man is charged tonight with the murder of a subway rider who was getting off a 4 train in the Bronx. Saquon Lemons from the Bronx was taken into custody this morning for what police are calling a random, unprovoked attack. The 27-year-old is charged with murder, manslaughter, and criminal possession of a weapon. Police say he stabbed Charles Moore Thursday night on the platform at the 176th Street and Jerome Avenue station. Moore later died at the hospital.
We're going to begin this night with that deadly subway attack in the Bronx. Police made an arrest earlier today and charged the suspect with murder in the stabbing death of Charles Moore. Sadly, this isn't the first time the Moore family has lost someone to violence. Here's Eyewitness News reporter Sonia Rincon.
Friends knew him as Chuck, but his mom called him Charles and says his world revolved around his 8-year-old daughter, Charlie.
She was his life. She was Charles' life. And I always said, just one thing I got to say about my son, he was a damn good father. He was a better father than what he had.
Tonight, friends toasted him, cried, and lit candles for a second night. But this time, knowing that a suspect is in custody. This afternoon, 27-year-old Saquon Lemons was charged with murder for the horrific stabbing caught on video at the 176th Street 4 train station Thursday night. Police didn't say how they found him, but the MTA's security chief in a statement thanked them for their use of MTA cameras in making the quick arrest. Police are also still investigating whether this was random. Moore's mom says it had to be.
It was unprovoked. There was no word spoken between that man and my son. The man stabbed my son in the back several times.
My cousin is not an argumentative person. He doesn't get in trouble. He doesn't bother anyone. So, yeah, it's very hard to understand why.
While the arrest is a relief to friends and family honoring Moore tonight, it doesn't make the loss any less painful.
I mean, he's arrested. That's it. But I won't bring my friend back, though.
Daryl Calhoun was actually on the phone with Moore minutes before he was attacked while he was on his way home from work.
Everything was normal. We were just talking about my son's basketball.
They were planning to hang out before Moore would spend the weekend with his little girl.
How do you think she feel when you took all the things she could hang on to as her daddy? They were so close.
Moore's mother says a murder conviction is all she wants at this point. Her family has been through unimaginable loss. 10 years ago, losing Moore's 19-year-old nephew, Teddy Beckles, in another deadly stabbing outside his school. In this photo, Moore is standing with a mural of his nephew. And just last year, Moore's sister suffered a fatal heart attack.
I can't take no more.
In the Bathgate section of the Bronx, Sonia Rincon, Channel 7.
But like I said, though, just tell niggas why you...
might be back.
Just tell niggas why you fuck with me pretty much. Just to give niggas just like your perspective about me and my channel, I guess. Because like, I don't know if you heard me, but I said like, I've had other YouTube channels that like got internet beef with me, you could say. Try to say like only little niggas watch my channel. No real niggas that really been through real shit watch me, this, that, and the third. So tell niggas like why you fuck with me, why you watch me, shit like that.
Oh yeah, nah, I watch this nigga because this nigga, the shit that he put out there is real shit. He putting real knowledge, accurate knowledge out there to the universe, and that's pretty much how I can put it. Like this nigga, he's real. Like he's real, bro. Like this shit that he's teaching is real. It's really helping people. You feel me? So like, I had no choice but to watch him because he helped me. You feel me? He helped me out. He helped me conquer my addiction. You feel me? So that's a very influential person right there. If you can help people conquer their addiction, you are a very influential individual. Does that make any sense? What I said?
And my goal was to help people that I could relate to that really from my community. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas like us, somebody like you that been through everything you've been through. And the fact that I could still spark something within his mind, everything that y'all heard he been through, things that he done did, and I could still spark somebody like his mind to make him want to change his ways. And he talking about he want to be a vegan now. He talking about he want to do the SR, conquer it. He talking about he want to make sure his mental health is right. And it's somebody that really been in the streets his whole life. Really done did street shit his whole life. And I'm helping people like him. And I'm helping people that ain't grow up where I grew up, ain't grow up where he grew up. Niggas from the burbs that ain't never have to do none of the shit that me and him that had to did. Your life could have been more than that, Q, and you threw it away. One moment changed the rest of your life. Well, them clips is crazy. Allegedly, that was him. I have no idea how they confirm that if you can't, in the clips, see anybody's face for real. It's sad because, you know, rest in peace to that man that he killed because, you know, he got a family and things of that nature. And I know what it's like to hate somebody so much that you want to kill them even though they got kids. You know, I've been in a situation like that. I had a roommate that was very disrespectful and was provoking me all the time. That, you know, that apartment that y'all seen me living in when I was doing YouTube, when I was, you know, had a room in there and all that, there was this one roommate I had in there that was giving me, you know, a hard time, making it very uncomfortable to live in there, you know, provoking me to want to do some dangerous things. And I done seen him come in the house with his daughter plenty times, little girl, looked like she was no older than like 6. And I used to be, you know, in my mind, like, not caring about none of that. You know, thinking that she'll be better off without him anyway. You know, they saying that this murder was unprovoked. And I'm going to tell you something about the Bronx. You know, I don't know everything, but I know that for the most part, nothing is unprovoked. You know, Q may not have it all, but I don't think he's that stupid to just crash out like that. Maybe they got something that was going on between them that nobody know about. Maybe, you know, maybe one of them was having a bad day and lashed out. Maybe Q took something out of context that dude was doing. Maybe ice grilling, or, you know, maybe confused him for somebody else. It could be absolutely anything. But to just randomly kill a random pedestrian, that, you know, don't really happen in the Bronx. Unless it's like a crazy person off drugs or something like that. It's a crack fiend, you know, beat up a woman on a train type of unprovoked. You know, I don't think it's that kind of unprovoked, but, you know, what do I know? That's just my take on that. You know, I will hope that he's not dumb enough to just unprovokedly do something like that to somebody. I will hope that he's not that stupid. You know, I want to speak on a few things. You know, hopefully I could get my thoughts together. One thing I do want to mention is that just as well as y'all knew about that situation that happened to me in my hood, he was well aware of that as well. And we spoke about that on several occasions. And about how the dude snuck me with a weapon and almost died. And I'm sure, you know, because he lived in the Bronx, that happened in the Bronx. And I'm sure that made him, you know, want to move a certain way. Because he used to allegedly tell me all the time, like, yo, this is why I be telling you, you can't be walking around here lacking. I try to tell you, you talking about you just want to fist fight dudes. You can't be moving like that out here. Dudes ain't with that at all. Nobody with that no more. Everybody walking around with something. And I guess allegedly he was too. You know? That video was brutal. Like, wow. You know, I want to speak on a few things, right? I want to speak on how, you know, that probably could have played a part. I'm sure that spooked him a little bit. You know, somebody just snuck me with a weapon like that. I'm sure that made him move a certain way out here. You know what I'm saying? And I can't knock him for that. Can't knock him for wanting to move a certain way because somebody that you rock with and put on that pedestal, you know, because he looked at me as somebody as like that he looked to for guidance, and he was older than me. You know, he was about a year older than me, 27. And he called me all the time for guidance. I want to tell y'all, you know, just give y'all a backstory about how we met for those that don't know. So, you know, I used to work security. There was this job site that they sent me to do security at random night. My supervisor called me and said, yo, Herkimer, tonight, 12 to 8, need you to go knock that down. Copy, got you. Let me get this bread. Y'all remember when I was on that security gig, you know what I'm saying? Went handle my business, went over there. That was my first time meeting him. You know, heard some things about him, but heard some things about him that, you know, he is somebody that I probably shouldn't be working with overnight, because he's kind of like, he's known for like, you know, people was telling me that he's known for like, when situations get real, that he's not really willing to stand his ground as a security guard. You know, allegedly people done showed me video proof of him when altercations happening, that he locked himself in the booth, whatever. But I wasn't gonna judge him still, because I'm not that type of person that, oh, you soft, so I'm not even going, you know what I'm saying? I don't even move like that. You know, when I first met him, I seen it in his eyes that he had an unspoken respect for me, you know, because I'm good at reading energy and body language. And, you know, seen him, you know, when I seen him, you know, he was in there blasting Coach the Ghost. You know, he came in blasting it. He was walking outside with the loudspeaker blasting gang music. You know, I immediately was like, is this dude crazy? Like, what if somebody, the wrong person, hear that? Like, you know, we was in, you know, this is a site in Brooklyn, and the artist that he was listening to is a Brooklyn drill artist that is very much hated, Coach the Ghost, and by a lot of people, gang affiliated, allegedly, you know what I'm saying? And I was just like, you know, it's probably not smart for him to be listening to that, and I kind of judged him off his character a little bit. I'm like, okay, he must not be that smart, because you definitely shouldn't be walking around Brooklyn blasting music like that, when you never know you could run into, you know, opposition, hear you playing that, he blow your face off. That's just asking for unnecessary attention. But I didn't say nothing. I mean, I said something to him, matter of fact, and, you know, he, you know, was moving like he don't care, because he rock with him, because they affiliated allegedly. And I'm like, you know, to each his own. So we was working, and, you know, I just want to make it clear that me and him were not best friends. We didn't grow up together. We met, we was co-workers. And because of the good heart that I had, I just spoke some wisdom to him, because I seen that he was headed down the wrong path. I seen he allegedly had gang affiliated GD tattoos. I seen that, you know, he was on the phone while we was at work on Plenty of Fish app, talking to different women on live streams, you know, telling me about it, like, yo, she bad, right? Little do he know, I'm over here worried about SR, NoFap, and celibacy and self-development, the whole nine of just really high vibrational spirituality, self-developing, and being an influencer. Little did he know, he didn't even know who he was talking to. That's crazy to think about. And in my mind, I was just like, it finally, that was a moment where I had to make a choice. I was like, either I could just keep pretending in real life that I'm not this person, or it's time for me to start keeping the same energy in real life with people that really need the help. So I couldn't resist. It was almost like an urge to want to relapse on a site. It was like, I was like, I gotta talk to him. I was like, nah, he ain't gonna listen. Nah, you know, I'm just wasting my time, mind my business, do my thing. And I'm just like, nah, bro, try, you know. I was battling myself until I was like, you know what? I'm gonna talk to him. Went to him, you know, he told me his name, you know, Lemons. I thought it was funny. We laughed about it. I'm like, I ain't gonna call you Lemons, bro. Like, I'm like, what you want me to call you, Saquon? He was like, nah, you just call me Q, bro. And we was, you know, chopping it up. I immediately told him about my YouTube channel, told him about NoFap, told him about SR, gave him female advice about why you should not be on them apps making a fool out of yourself, trying to get her attention, joining her live, trying to riz her up. I gave him so much advice that he was just, I seen it in his eyes that he was just looking at me like he saw the light. He was like, because when he first met me, he had no idea. He was like, bro, I thought, you know, the way you was looking at me, the way your demeanor was, I thought you was blood or something. I thought you was banging something, like. And then when and that made sense why he was looking at me like that when I started speaking that wisdom, because he was just like, just listening to me, like. And I was like, I was so happy, because that was something that I've always wanted to do. So I appreciate Q for that. And I want to help more people in real life, not just on the internet. I want to really speak to people, you know, and I will one day, and I will continue to, you know, do my best to, you know, become that person, and little by little, you know, plant my seeds in people's minds, even in real life. Pause. You know, so hold on, give me. You know, the reason why I put that clip of me and him from that live stream that we did 4 or 5 months back is so recent. It's actually more recent than if you like, man, 4 months ago. And just to hear how he spoke of me in that live, you know, I remember, you know, my ex-girlfriend Faith, you know, we was talking, and she told me, she was like, I could tell he really look up to you. Like, I watched that live and I could tell, like, he really, like, look up to you. And, like, wow, she was so proud of me, you know, that, you know, I almost called Faith to speak to her about this. But right now, you know, I'm just trying to focus on myself. Hopefully she doing the same. But that's besides the point. And that was just my opportunity of just trying to show people that, you know, y'all heard his life story. I'm gonna drop the link to that live stream so y'all can watch it. It's another live stream that me and him did that I'm not proud of, but I'm gonna keep it up there. Y'all know what live I'm talking about. But I was just emotional and just kind of got on there ranting about, you know, stuff, whatever. But I'm gonna keep it up there for accountability purposes, because I don't like to just delete stuff that don't make me look good or feel good, or look back and it's like, come on, E, like, come on, Eric. You know, like, I'm gonna keep it up there because it's about accountability, so it's whatever. Plenty lives that I got up there that I'm not proud of. Plenty video, whatever. Yeah, to hear him speak to me like that, you know, at least gives me the satisfaction that I tried and that it was working. But I'm gonna be honest, you know, what kind of made me sad about seeing him on the news like that, in handcuffs, walking in that car, looking in his eyes, you know, I was just thinking, like, I know for a fact it crossed his mind that he wondering if I'm gonna see that, or if, you know, what I'm gonna think. After all the conversations that we done had after the fact, we stayed in tune. Plenty of conversations where he called me for guidance and called me for guidance on his diet, on his mental health. You know, he done came out the hospital dealing with health issues. He called me, tell me about it, asked me what he should do. I was like his doctor, bro. He called me about everything that had to do with just him trying to be better. But what made me sad about seeing him on the news like that was that I had recently cut him off. Little do y'all know. Me and him spoke, and he just kept calling me, asking me about female advice, this, that, and the third. And I was kind of having a bad day, but at the same time, I was just like losing hope in him because, you know, he didn't really want to stop being affiliated, allegedly, in the streets with the GDs. He done told me this story about him, how his alleged GD affiliates, you know, disrespected him in the worst way. It was a story that he told me that allegedly it was some sort of scamming situation that happened. You know, unemployment was high. Unemployment scamming was like at an all-time high at this point. We had this conversation about a year or two ago, something like that. And he was like, his man's allegedly, you know, I'm just making this up. You know, allegedly his man's, you know, I'm just making this all up because I just want to look cool on the internet, you know, so don't mind me. You know, allegedly his man's was, you know, trying to do the scamming, and he wanted, you know, Q wanted to get involved and get some extra money because, you know, he lived with his mom and shit. He trying to get up out of there, get his life right. You know, he got fired from the security job that we worked at for another altercation where he almost got stabbed up by another co-worker. Crazy situation, actually. And the co-worker allegedly was going to set him up because he knew gang affiliates in that building, so Q had to get low. He told me about that, allegedly. And back to the joint where his GD homies crossed him, allegedly. He told me that they took his ID, told him take a picture of his ID so they could get him involved with it, whatever. Long story short, they disappeared on him, flaked on him. Never got in contact with him again. And it got me mad that he still wanted to rock with these dudes. I was like, bro, that was your sign, bro. That was your get out sign. You met me, and then a little bit after that, now you calling me, telling me about this, bro. Get out. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. You don't belong there, bro. They don't even rock with you like that, bro. They just violated you in the worst way. Do you know that if they get caught up in that scamming and your identification is on that you are gonna get tied up for just being an affiliate, bro? And he was so naive. That's why I tried to talk, because he was naive, man. You could see it in his eyes in that clip, man. Look in his eyes, bro, walking in that car, getting arrested. He's naive, man. And it was breaking my heart. Him and just so many other gang of members, you know what I'm saying? Just naive, man. Just because, you know, you heartbroken about things that you've been through in your life with your family, and you don't got people that really there for you, and then you start banging. Man, I hate these parents, man. I wish I could yoke these parents up. Ah! You know, I want to speak about, you know, how I got so much anger in my system right now, bro. I'm trying to you know, that's why I'm just holding myself like this, just making this video. Like, I'm literally just holding myself, just, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like this just break my heart. Somebody just, you know, just one day, you know what I'm saying? We know what it's like to just go through so much in your life, and so much pain, and so much hurt, so much neglect, so much everything, where you just one day, you just like, I can't take it no more. Damn, Q. You know, I wanna speak about, you know, when he told me about his you know, his addiction. You know, he told me that, you know, he was addicted to, you know, buying porn and prostitutes. And, you know, he wasn't really addicted to the site. He was, but, like, he more so was just addicted to certain girls that he found on, like, Backpage, and he could, like, pay them and link up with them. It was one time he called me because he was having urges before he went to go link up with one of these girls, and he was trying to get me to talk him out of it, but it didn't work. And he was like, nah, bro. He was like, I'm going to call you back. I'm about to just go do that. You know, that's the type of, yo, I got a good heart. I'll be even trying to help people that don't even, not that he didn't want to be helped, but, like, he still was, like, naive in a way that, like, you know, he was still moving like that and things of that nature. And I would even try to help him. And it was even a time when he disappeared on me for, like, 2-3 weeks, and I called him. I was like, yo, Q, you good? Like, what's up? And I knew it had something to do with a relapse for some reason. And I was like, bro, was you relapsed or something? He was like, yeah, man, to the site. I was on, like, 2 weeks, my longest streak that I ever did since you told me about it, and I relapsed. I was like, bro, it's okay, man. It's a part of the journey. I'm not going to judge you. You're not weak for that. It's okay. It come with this, bro. You're going to have to take a lot of L's before you get conquered. But it's like trying to explain that to somebody like him that already done been through so much L's. It's like, that's what's tough about this journey. It's like, we already done been through so much L's. We got to go through this now and take more L's. He probably was like, bro, I'm not. Just to know that, like, just to have to face a journey like this, you got to be built different mentally, because you got to now, all of the life that you lived and being a victim and making all these mistakes, now you got to face all that, make more mistakes to even get to a certain point in this journey where you feel like you got it conquered. You know, y'all seen me go through it myself. Y'all know what it's like. Y'all yourselves know what it's like to just up and down on this journey. Highs and lows, highs and lows, highs and lows. You know, that alone could drive you crazy as well. And I just hope that he wasn't sad because I cut him off. Because a part of me knew intuitively that I had to let him go. Because, you know, I started, you know, becoming addicted to trying to help this man, same way I'm addicted to making videos. And it was stressing me out because I could tell that he really, you know, it was getting through to him, but it was a lot for him to take in. You know, he jumped and tried to become vegan because of me. He would call me all the time like, yo, I'm about to go to the store. What should I eat, bro? Tell me right now. Tell me everything I gotta buy. You know, and I was telling him, like, yo, bro, you can't just jump out the window right now. Like, you got to take your time with it. Because what I'm going to tell you to eat, bro, you not ready for that. He like, nah, just tell me. I'm like, yo, bro, go get you 6 ounces of raw cashews. He like, what? I'm like, exactly, bro. I'm like, oh, matter of fact, I'm like, listen, bro. I'm like, F all that. Go get you a salad with some chicken in it, bro. Start slow. At least you got some greens in your system. Put some chicken in there. Put some halal chicken in there. Like, I used to try to, and then he told me he went to, start taking martial arts. Because of the situation that he seen me going through in my hood. Like, we spoke about that. He was like, yo, I'm going to take up martial arts too, just in case. He told me how it was going for him. And, just to see him walking out that precinct into that cop car was very heartbreaking for me. It broke my heart because it made me feel like maybe I shouldn't have cut him off. What if I'd have just kept talking to him? What if I was even on the phone with him that day when he was on the train? Because we done been on the phone when he done been on the train before. You know what I'm saying? Like, it made me feel bad, and it's giving me more motivation to never give up on y'all. Because I want to never hear about none of y'all that be in my Discord that I know y'all just give up on yourself like that, crash out like that. It's a lot, man. I'm just trying to get everything off so I could just, I guess just move on from this situation. It's looking like he ain't never coming home. And for those that, is in the streets or was trying to tease me for, making it out that situation with my life and my freedom, you a coward and you inspire people like Q. That's naive. Y'all would have inspired him to go do that. What if Q was in my shoes? What if somebody that didn't have the understanding that I had was in my shoes and y'all doing all that bullying to me about the situation that I'm going through, and my life is already hard enough. Y'all done heard my life story. Beat on by my step-pops my whole life. My mom turned her back on me in 3rd grade. Let a grown man beat on me for my whole life. And then I get on YouTube trying to be an influencer and you got people teasing me. What if that would have been me on the news you would have saw? You would have kept laughing? I got a message for you trolls and people that inspire people to not want to be real and be accountable and be better. You don't think that you're going to get your karma? You don't think so? You think just because you on a fake page and nobody can see who you are with your real name, you think you're not going to pay for your negativity? It could be more people like me on the internet, but y'all be scaring them with y'all negativity. And this is why I took the stand to not let you people get to me, because I'm going to inspire more people. I almost got the Q, man. I almost got to him. I almost got to Q, man. He almost would have. It went from him about to change his whole life to be a better man to he threw it all away. You trolls, I got something special for y'all. I promise you'll never get me. I promise you that I'm gonna inspire people right in front of y'all while you get your karma. All you trolls gonna get your karma. That's why sometimes I don't even be caring about speaking on y'all. Trying to tease people and belittle people and scare people from wanting to get on the internet and be real. I'm on the internet for a purpose. Every troll shot. So now from everybody watching, what I need you to take from this is take your mental health serious. Because now, when he going to trial and he in jail, that little moment that he had with that dude that made him pull out that knife and poke him up like that so brutally, allegedly. If your mental health is right because you on SR, no fap, you celibate, he not only was he relapsing to the site, but he was also having unprotected and, intercourse with prostitutes, allegedly. And a whole bunch of other stuff that was just, making his mental health screwed up. This is the real purpose of this journey, to not end up like that. Shout out to everybody that's watching this video that live in poverty, going through things in your household, your family, you know, things in your hood that just make you, you know, fear for your safety, you know, on the low, because you just worried about, you don't want to have to defend your life one day. Things of that nature. You know, you seeing people true colors around you on this journey. You seeing the world for what it is on this journey. It get heavy. It get heavy. Sometimes being spiritual could be more heavy than not being spiritual, because now you see everything for what it is, including yourself, and you gotta fix it manually. Like doing construction. You know, doing a construction job is not fun. You know, building a building from the ground up every single day, outside all day. You know, people see the building in its finishing product, but they don't see what them construction workers is doing all day, every day, just to get that building done. But yet on the spiritual journey, you don't have people helping you with that. Building, rebuilding, you doing it by yourself. It's a very lonely journey, and it hurt. Speaking on this is making my stomach hurt. Making my stomach turn. I need y'all to see stuff like this, because mental health is no joke. You know, hopefully if I find out what's going on with Q or something like that, I'll probably give y'all an update. But y'all shouldn't even be too worried about him, because you need to be worried about yourself. You need to be focused on yourself, as well as I do. You know, if I would have never made these lives with dude, I probably would have never came on YouTube and even spoke about this. It's things that I've been through that I still haven't told y'all about yet, that I just don't really care to speak on. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Listen, man, I love y'all, and I'm very passionate about inspiring y'all and sparking something within you. And it makes me sad, because maybe if my vibration was high and I wasn't relapsing so much, maybe I would have had a better influence over this man's life. You know, a lot of things to think about, a lot of things to take in from this situation. I'm gonna holler at y'all soon, man.